Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I have another unboxing for you. I'm excited about this one as well. I'm excited about all of them. But, excuse me. Excited about this one as well as the last one because I'm finally getting decks that are just being released instead of decks that have been out for a few years. So and I have another new one for you, which is the Everyday Witch Oracle by Deborah Blake, an artwork by Elizabeth Elba. So, if you guys have seen the Everyday Witch Tarot, I believe is what it's called, that Deborah Blake does. It's a really fantastic tarot deck. I've seen it in many people's channels on YouTube and Instagram, and it's on my list to get for tarot decks. But when the Oracle deck came out, I pre-ordered it right away. So I really enjoy the I get pulled in by artwork a lot and energy. I really enjoyed the artwork on here. I really enjoyed the energy that both the Tarot and Oracle deck have going with them. So I'm excited to see what her Oracle deck looks like. So nothing in the box, but it does have that kind of new card nasty chemical smell. But not as bad. I think the worst I've ever had that smell and had to air out the cards was the Light Worker or Work Your Light Oracle. But so this just has like a small tinge of it, and that's usually what happens when you have like cards and stuff that are glossed. It's just a little bit of that chemically smell. So it'll go away soon. If you guys are sensitive to smells, definitely air out your decks. But we have Wisdom for the Everyday Witch Oracle. Beautiful cards. Beautiful messages. The back it says, enhance your divination and add positive vibes to your life. Oh, okay. So Deborah Blake has a bunch of Deborah Blake has she is an author of a bunch of things. That's awesome. Honestly, just getting into having more cards and having more stuff, like I'm being introduced to these great people that have authored so many things, and it's really amazing to see what the other people have brought out. Okay, so a very simple book compared to a lot of the other ones. A lot of the other books have like diagrams and stuff when it comes to like explanation or you know, I really like how the cards progress. That is not something I've seen in a lot of places, but it says the cards are divided into 4 different themes. So this is definitely like deeper meaning with something, or when it comes to the cards and how to use them. So I'm really excited to, I was thinking last night because I knew they were coming today about like how I'm going to be using this Oracle deck. And I'm excited every time I get into a new Oracle deck to see how the person who channeled them, who authored them, and the person who did the artwork, how they ended up setting it up. So we do have sample spreads, but not any diagrams, so which is totally okay. It's one of those things that you know, you can easily like type in any of the spreads from any book into like a Google search, and click on images, and it'll bring up everything that you can think of, including people who create their own spreads. So that sort of information is out there. I like having it at my fingertips, but I have a whole shelf and a half of books and boxes and stuff from other oracle decks. So it's not, when you get one oracle or tarot deck, or buy just a simple oracle or tarot book, it's easy to translate those spreads into many different decks. The one thing that a lot of people do is they put the card by the cards, and this one doesn't have that, which is fine. Normal tarot decks don't have that either. And instead of like one on one page, she has them all together, which is totally fine. It's definitely a very tarot way to set up an oracle book for information, and it's a very like simplistic way to look at everything, which I think is, again, it's completely fine. This is also a very affordable deck, so sometimes when we have something like a smaller book, a more simplistic approach, it gives way to a more affordable deck for everybody. And this being the Everyday Witch Oracle, you know, and being geared at people that you can use it on a daily basis, that you can further your craft with it, being more affordable is going to help out with that. I really enjoy the back of this. There's the 4 cats, and then inside the 4 cats there's a feather for water, a sprig of, I don't know what plant that is, a little bit of water and a little bit of fire, along with the star for spirit. So beautiful artwork. But let's get into the deck. I really enjoy decks that can translate into both new practitioners and practitioners like me who have worked with oracle and tarot cards for over half my life. So it's one of those things that I really feel like this deck has that energy of that simplicity. Not simplicity in a bad way, but simplicity in a good way, that anybody can use it, and a lot of people can gain a lot from it. So first off, we have Connection with Gaia. Beautiful cards. I really enjoy these. We have Hibernation and Regeneration. I love that there's crystals here. We have Meditation to Dig Deep. I really enjoy these messages. It's not just, you know, she could have just left it at meditation, or she just could have left it as both the pictures and the messages are very again, very simplistic, but very they're very connected. They're very connected to a lot of people. Like, my root chakra is very activated by this. I think a lot of people will enjoy these decks just as they enjoyed the Everyday Witch Tarot. We have Ground and Centered. Ground and Center. We have Earth Magic. I'm really enjoying all of these. We have Plant the Seeds. I love how there's an animal in each of these as well. That's extremely important for, you know, for us. Animals are all around us. So I don't know of a lot of people who don't have kind of that animal, animals are all around us even if you don't have an animal. So it's one of those things that, like, the animal spirits mean something. So I like that there's an animal in all of this. We have Strength and Resilience. We have Affirmations for Growth. Or Affirmation for Growth, but I like affirmations. We have Prosperity and Abundance. We have Seasonal Harvest. I love that her scythe is like a crescent moon. That's amazing. I just love these pictures. Imagine it and envision. Just love these pictures. How just beautiful is that? We have listening to wisdom. We have meditation for clarity. Now I know why it's not just meditation for something, but again, I really enjoy that. This is one of the pictures on the Amazon website when you go to order them, and I really enjoyed seeing this. It's one of the reasons why I actually picked this deck, because this image was so beautiful. We have gratitude and thanks. How amazing is that? The colors are just so, yeah, the colors are mind-blowing, and the imagery is just amazing. Again, very simplistic, but very beautiful at the same time. We have air magic. We have learn from life. And just to let you know, so the book, I kind of skimmed on the book when I was reading it a little bit. They're set up in ways like earth, air, I believe water and fire as well. So we'll see that progression. Earth magic, had a lot of earth animals. We're starting to see more birds now, that sort of thing. This one has dragonflies as well. We have prayers and wishes. And they're not, it looks like a lot of them are on brooms, and that's great too. It just plays into that air as well. Affirmation for acceptance. I really do enjoy these messages though. I honestly, I see myself using this deck a lot for Instagram in the future. We have Speak Your Mind. I think that this is going to be a really good deck to bring in oracles and for my divine masculine, divine feminine, and the connections between the two readings. Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be amazing. We have transformation and change. So I'm very grateful to Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Elba for creating this deck. We have the sun and stars. I love this. I love this imagery. When we have kind of that yin and yang, that connection between the two, a lot of times it's very divided. But I love in this card that she's very she looks very strong and content in that balance and that connection between her divine masculine, divine feminine, and that's amazing. We have accept love. I love this card. It very much reminds me of a very like heartfelt, amazing, like witchy type of Valentine's, which Valentine's is about that connection. It's about what sets your heart on fire, that sort of thing. So we have meditation for creativity. Again, I love that she broke down these meditations. That's really great because, meditation is one thing, but it's, I like sometimes having that focal point. I'm very much a person that has, I can see the big picture of everything. I can see kind of that grand plan. So doing things like oracle cards, tarot cards, it helps me focus on one thing over another instead of focusing it all at once. And then when I can focus on certain things at certain times and meditate and clear and set, clear intentions instead of have a clear plan, I can move on to the next thing to focus to. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy that about this deck so far. We have inspiration and courage, and we're obviously in the fire part of this deck, which is beautiful. We have fire magic. I just love these cards. Things don't have to be gilded or I obviously love the gilded, the images that take hours and days and weeks and months to do. I mean, I have great appreciation of all the artwork that comes out for these things, but I also like the simplistic things, and these are very deceptively simplistic. So you can look at them and be like, oh, they're so simple, but these also have taken a long time to do. You can tell by the quality of the artwork. You can tell by the detail in the cards. It's amazing. We have Give Into Passion. I really like this deck. We have Follow Your Dreams. Not a lot of decks set both my Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine side off together. I can't remember what the other deck was when I unboxed it, that I was very calm and collected about how amazing it was, but it happened in one of my other unboxing videos, and I have the same feeling about this. A lot of times these things will set my Divine Feminine side off, and I get super excited about them, but this is setting both sides off, so it's very connected to both sides. It's very connected to you know, the imagery and the messages are very balanced, and I really, and the energy that was, you know, channeled to create this deck was also very balanced. You can feel it, and it's quite amazing. We have Affirmation for Healing the Heart. I love that there's those affirmations split up like the meditation as well. We have Give Love. It's beautiful. We have Joy and Delight. I love these. We have Healing Waters. And then we're getting into the water deck, the water side of the deck. We have Cleansing Body and Spirit. It's beautiful. We have Meditation for Peace and Serenity, and I was laughing at that puppy up in the top. Beautiful, beautiful picture. The funny thing is I don't see it this way, like I don't see myself in an ocean, but if you guys have ever heard of like Arcturian healing, definitely, I don't get into channeling for that, but definitely like Vanessa Lamorte. She is a YouTuber. She actually brought me my Arcturian healing. Like, she was the first one to bring me to the Arcturian healing through a channel, through a meditation. And very beautifully, like, I was able to go there by myself. I didn't see it like she saw it by any means, even when I did the first meditation, and I didn't fight against that, because we all see these, we all see reality differently. So I didn't fight against it, but I very much, whenever I need healing, mind, body, or soul, I see myself being just submerged by this Arcturian, these beautiful healing waters that have been brought to me through the Arcturians. So sometimes I envision myself like in a kind of in like a small like bath or hot tub sized pool of water, and then it's like raining on me, but most of the time I do it where I'm like submerged in it and I can breathe fine and all that jazz. So I can bring in those healing waters in through every single pore of my being, mind, body, and soul, as well as energetically. So I'm really happy that for that imagery on such a beautiful deck, because I don't feel like I'm in like an ocean lake on Earth, but I do feel like when it comes to healing, that's that major healing, that major energetic shifting, that's what I do. So it's really, yeah, I think it's beautiful. I don't believe in coincidences, so I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way when it comes to kind of those healing waters. We have Change and Progress. It's a beautiful card. It reminds me very much of the Six of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Six of Swords. But in a very, very positive way, even though that little kitty is like, what's going on? I don't like this. There's water everywhere. We have Water Magic. We have Make a Move. I love this. Beautiful card. Make a move. We have the card on the box, which I love the little message. It's go with the flow. Beautiful message and beautiful imagery, but beautiful message to put on the front of the box. Affirmations for positive change. It's beautiful. I love how she's kind of shedding her cultural bounds and deciding what she's doing for herself. We have tears of joy and sadness. So in the mirror, she's very joyful, as well as the kitty. And in this image, the kitty and her are very sad. So I love that contrast with this card. Ooh, and then we have rebirth. Last but not least, we have rebirth and rejuvenation. Beautiful deck. Divine is saying yes for doing a little mini reading right now. So let's get these shuffles and see how shuffleable they are. They're a bit of a bigger card, which I enjoy. Are some cards that are just massive when it comes to shuffling, like the Syrian Starseed Tarot. But these are very comfortably large, I believe. They remind me very much of the Oracle of the Unicorn size. I'm sure my Oracle card deck that is the biggest is the Oracle of Visions or the Oracle of Dreams, something like that, by Ciro Marchetti. And these are definitely not that big. But yeah, we'll see what does whoever is going to watch this throughout the time. My videos are meant to be timeless, so throughout the time of this video, the entirety of the time of this video, need to know it now. Alright, so we have prosperity and abundance, and I will read the little mini saying as well. We have learn from life, and we have follow your dreams. How beautiful for these messages. I'm just going to read really quick on these cards, and we'll see where we go. So we have one earth magic and 2 air magics as well. Okay, so we have prosperity and abundance, which I love. Oop, I don't mean to. I almost lost the card. We have prosperity and abundance, which in here is the earth deck, or the earth side of this deck, and it's a number 9 card. So I love number 9 cards. Number 9s are about number 9s are about solo journey, but this very much reminded me of the 9 of Pentacles, and this very much being a 9 card, I believe, is very 9 of Pentacle or ish. Prosperity and abundance are not exactly the same thing, and they may mean something different to each of us. Prosperity usually has to do with monetary success, but it can also mean the feeling of success and good fortune, which you can have even without money. Abundance means having enough of what you need, plus maybe a little bit more. Feeling as though you have the prosperity and abundance is less about how much money you have than how you view your life. Remember to count your blessings instead of just the coins in your wallet. Action. Ooh, I love that they're split up between action, divination, and magic. So I'm gonna ask the guides which one they want me to read. Okay, so they're saying divination. This card is a suggestion that you count your blessings. The universe is telling you to have that you have whatever you need and probably much of what you want. If you're asking about a project or goal of some kind, the answer is almost certainly yes. It will be a success, but mostly it is a symbol of what you already have and a reminder to appreciate it. How beautiful. All right, let's get into the air deck. So we have, next up we have Learn from Life. All right, so Learn from Life is number 6 card. It says, someone once said that those who do not learn from their mistakes are doomed to repeat them. Have you been learning as you move through life, or are you still doing the same thing over and over again and wondering why your situation hasn't changed? There are many different ways to learn: books, experiences, and wisdom of others. But if you want to become your own best self, it is important to keep learning from life's lessons, large and small. What have you learned today? And then again, we have action, divination, and magic. So let me... okay, so they're actually saying magic. Action was very strong, but they're saying magic. Magic. Sometimes we need help figuring out what the lessons is, what the lesson is that we are supposed to be taking away from a particular situation or challenge, especially if strong emotions are involved. Sit in front of a yellow or white candle. If you want, you can put a book next to the candle to symbolize knowledge. Light the candle and say, God and goddesses, please help me to learn from life as fully and gracefully as possible. Beautiful messages. All right, we have Follow Your Dreams. Follow Your Dreams actually might be a fire sign. I just said air because he has the broom, but it might be a fire sign. There's a lot of fire in that. I didn't see it in the explanations for the air signs. Yep, it's a fire sign. Woohoo! So we have earth, air, and then we have fire. Beautiful. So there's a lot of passion, a lot of movement, and a lot of, earth symbolizes not only grounding, but like in the physical plane. So this is amazing for a bit of a reading for you guys. It says, follow your dreams. We all have dreams, little wishes, little wistful longings, and big passionate desires. Whatever your dreams are, whether your dreams are about success or... Okay, guys, I don't know why I'm having trouble reading this. Maybe I'm just being very, sometimes my mind has to catch up to what's going on energetically, so I apologize. We all have dreams, little wistful longings, and big passionate desires. Whether your dreams are about successful careers, or ending love, or enduring love, or just having chocolate cake for dessert, simply thinking about them is unlikely to make them happen. It is okay to daydream about things that don't really matter, marrying a prince or becoming a rock star. But if your dreams are important to you, you are going to have to actively pursue them in order to make them come true. Of course, it can be scary to go after your dreams, since you might fail or they might not live up to your expectations. But if you don't try, you'll never know, will you? Beautiful, beautiful messages. While I was reading, Divine showed me to follow both the action and magic path on this. So I'm going to read them both and then we'll end the video. Action. Figure out which one of your dreams is the one you want the most, then take one concrete step towards following the dream. And then it says magic. Sometimes we need a little extra push to get up the courage to follow our dreams. Magical work can give us that. If you have access to a bonfire, light a fire and write your dream down on a piece of paper. Excuse me, guys. Throw the piece of paper into the fire and visualize the sparks flying out into the universe and carrying your dreams with them. Alternatively, if you can't do that, take a votive candle and scratch a word or two describing your dreams into the wax. As it burns down, that will send the energy out in the same way. Open your heart to the possibility of success, knowing that the gods have heard your message. Divine is also saying something that is very, when it comes to following your dreams and to having that success, it's very much something that I deal with on a daily basis. I fear success in a way that it's just not something that we all have our stories, and I grew up in my story is that I grew up in a very negative, toxic, poisonous household, to put it very lightly in a nutshell. And so the crow's validation, but it's one of those things that I've been able to heal and move past from, but some of the things still linger, like, you know, it's having that negative, that lower vibration being my baseline for so many years, including into my 20s. It was really, really hard to get to a place that was very stable, that was very middle road. I fought for it for many years. I you know, at times I still fight for it every day when it, you know, energies start dipping down. But it's, you know, the fight today is a lot easier than the fight years ago. And I can recover a lot quicker. You know, right now it's just a thought and just a, like, hey, ego, like, that's not true for us. And then I move on. Where years ago it was just days and weeks and months of just trying to break through something. So for me, like, baseline and having that middle road and having that stability is very, very good. And for many of us, it is a fight to get there, and being stable is really awesome. But we don't have a lot of experience or comfortableness when it comes to being in those higher vibrations, like love and joy and peace, or peace is more of a stable one, but love and joy and success. And so it's not that comfortable for us. I get very awkward when it comes to success at times. But like many others, I'm on a path to open myself up to the success of me, just in general in my life. I'm one of those people that are good at many things in life, so I can find success in a lot of places, and I've been very blessed, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to be adaptable and flexible like that. But when it comes to, like, opening my heart to the success of things and to getting that abundance and getting that recognition, it's not always the most comfortable thing for me, but I've been able to baby step myself into it. And this has a lot to do with following your dreams. Nobody is going to follow their dreams if they don't feel comfortable in the success of those dreams. So definitely, Spirit wants you guys to baby step your ways into successful things, to follow your dreams, because a lot of us will get, when we're not ready, we will get those dreams fulfilled, and because we're not ready to accept the success of it and to accept the happiness and accept the love that comes with it, it's something that just, you know, we either burn it down, or we tell the universe how uncomfortable we are, so the universe responds to that and says, oh, you don't want this anymore, we're gonna make it horrible for you, then we're gonna, quote unquote, take it away from you, even though it's you asking the universe to take this situation out of your existence. So our dreams are very important to us, and the success of them, we have to be ready for the success of them, so that we're able to have that understanding, that knowledge of when things get uncomfortable for us, where we can be like, okay, this is just me having to deal with me, but I still want this dream. I still want these things in my life, make sure that this is not taken away from me. So, and we can protect that within our own vibration, because the universe gives us what we want, whether we deem it positive or negative. The universe doesn't work that way. To the universe, everything is just simply the same vibration. So we perceive it as positive or negative. The universe gives us what we're asking for, whether we're asking for a lesson or success, or we look in the mirror and tell the universe how horrible we look or how horrible we feel. The universe is going to bring us more of that, because that's the vibe we're putting out in the world. So definitely beautiful, beautiful messages from the Everyday Witch Oracle. I'm excited to continue to use it, and I hope that you guys, for those of you who wanted to see the whole deck, enjoyed it, as well as those of you who are looking to buy it yourself. I 100%, I know I suggest decks to everybody, but at the end of the day, like, I really feel like this is a deck for everyone. I don't think that you have to know tarot, even though I compared it to tarot a lot. I don't think that you need to know, even like I feel like even being a very novice, like I'm thinking of like how I was when I was about 13 when I got my first tarot deck. So I definitely would have enjoyed something like this as an oracle deck at 13. The oracle decks that were out when I was that young were a bit more complicated, and that's why some of them, I've had them for many, many years, because they're decks that belong to me, and I feel like every deck that comes into my existence is for me and me alone. And I don't feel the need to get rid of them, except for my one tarot deck, but that's a long story. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things that the oracle decks that I got when I was younger, now, after having them for almost 20 years, they're coming into my work more now, and they were meant to come into my life at that point and stay until now, but they were not friendly. They weren't very friendly when I started out. They were a bit more complicated, so I'm really glad that I'm finding more and more decks that can be for practitioners who've been doing this like me for over 20 years, or about 20 years actually, and then practitioners who are just starting. So whether you're just getting into it, you're an adult just getting into it, or you're a teenager just getting into it, I really would suggest this deck. It has great energy. It's very shuffleable. I always think that I'm going to destroy decks. I don't think that the cardstock's a bit thinner for this deck, but it feels very sturdy. I always say that, like, oh, maybe I'll destroy this deck, but I try and take very good care of them. Yeah, I think that this is going to stand the test of time. I have a few decks that I kind of have to press them down, because after a while they get bent just by shuffling. But this one, very good cardstock, even though it's very thin. So I really enjoy it, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it too. So have a good one, guys. I will see you again later.